I'm not sure if we're going live, but I think we are. So, hello, I am Jennifer Roig-Francolí, the Art of Freedom coach for musicians. And in this video, I would like to help you actually have an experience of more joy right now in yourself that then hopefully you can also bring into your music making. One of my favorite things to teach my coaching students and my group classes is how to tap into inspiration and flow and joy in music making. So rather than talking a lot about it at first, let's just do an experiment. And if you are watching live, I would love to just have you drop an emoji or a little comment in the comments, and I'll be very happy to interact with you after this is over. That'd be great. Thank you so much for being here. So right now, no matter what you're doing, if you have a moment, drop all the thoughts and the worry and the self-doubt and everything about an upcoming audition, upcoming performance, maybe you have an exam or travel, or maybe it's just general overwhelm and stress, beginning of the school year. Maybe you're a teacher, educator, and planning recitals and bringing in new students. And this is a stressful time. But the truth is, for musicians and for most people, it doesn't really end, especially if you're a performer and you're constantly needing to learn new repertoire and get up on the stage and share yourself with the world. It can be stressful. So right now, let's see if you can just put all that aside for a moment and get curious about what you are experiencing inside yourself right now. It might be uncomfortable. It might be a little pain. It might be a little tension, or maybe you're feeling like really antsy all over. Whatever you're experiencing right now, can you just bring your curiosity, bring your attention back to yourself and be with yourself for a moment without judging yourself, without judging your experience, without wishing you were different, without wishing you felt different, and just be here now for a moment, experiencing yourself. No matter whether it's pleasurable or uncomfortable, painful, stressful, just be yourself right now, just for a moment. And as you do that, I invite you to get quieter on the inside. Can you tap into the part of you that feels a little better? The part of you that's just quiet. There's a part of you that's relatively calm. Maybe it's just a teeny tiny little bit of you. Maybe it's your eyebrows or the tip of your nose or your earlobes or your toes or your hair. If you're really stressed, those are some of my go-to places to share with you. There is always a place in your body that is relatively okay, where there's relative ease. So I want you to just get curious about finding that, noticing that part of you, and appreciating, feeling a little gratitude for the part of you that feels okay right now. And can you allow that part of you to expand just a little bit? And now, can you get curious? Is there another part of you that feels okay? Relatively quiet, calm. And there are lots of places in you, but usually we're not really paying attention to those quiet places that are fine, because the pain and the discomfort and the stress is really loud. And it's like a toddler screaming for our attention. Yes, we want to pay attention to the things that need attention, right? This is not about denying our feelings or trying to change anything. But my point is, we are so conditioned, we are so used to giving attention to the things that we don't like, or the things that hurt, the things that aren't the way we want them to be, inside of ourselves and outside of ourselves. We are so conditioned to try to do something to change the way we are and to control, have a sense of control over the world around us. Whether that means diving into our schedule first thing in the morning, or more likely diving into the phone and taking care of those first emails, or responding to those first texts, and so many things feel urgent. If you're a musician preparing for an audition, there's probably a constant voice saying, you need to practice, you need to practice, you need to practice, right? Or performance. Maybe you are a very seasoned performer and you have a steady job, or you have lots of gigs coming in. That's hard to say. Lots of gigs coming in. Maybe you're already super successful, but you know that you could be playing at a higher level and that your stress levels are too high. And maybe the pressure that you're under, externally and internally, is preventing you from feeling the joy of making music. And it's possible that you are postponing that joy. If you're an educator getting ready for your students' recitals, or you're needing to do a lot of bookkeeping or all these kinds of things, you might be feeling like, well, I just need to get this done and then I can relax. Or I just need to learn this repertoire and get this event out of the way. And then after that, I will have some free time. I'll take some days off and relax. The problem is, if you want to really be successful in your auditions, in your performances, in your teaching, and you want, part of being successful for me means sharing your best self and really enjoying that, so that your audiences, your students, the people around you, your family and your relationships, so that those people can enjoy being around you as well, so that your stress and your discomfort isn't being spread to the world around you. To me, that is a big element of success. It's really hard to find balance and joy in your life, in your relationships, and be successful in the things in your career that you want to be successful, like winning that job or whatever it is, winning that competition. It's really hard to feel really successful when you're not actually enjoying yourself. And one of the main things that gets in the way of enjoying yourself is letting the stress get to you. And what I mean by that is taking on the stress in a way that takes you down and causes tension in your system. And then not knowing what to do to use the stress to rise above it and actually use it to make you stronger. And it's like you can use stress as a stimulus to grow and like refuse to be taken down by the stress. Refuse to succumb to your schedule, your overwhelming life, that's packed with things to do, things to think, people to take care of. You have to refuse with every fiber of your being, refuse I call it a positive no. Refuse to let it take you down and think constructively in response. To do this, to be able to do this, first of all, you need to be pretty clear about what your purpose is, what you're really aiming for on a deep level. That's where the inspiration comes from. And ultimately, that's where your joy comes from. In being clear about what you want, I want to be happy. I think everybody wants to be happy. And I want to experience love and joy inside myself and with others. And if you're watching this and you want to, chime in and agree with me in the comments, if that's what you want to, or give me some emojis, that would be great. If you just want to be happy in your life and feel successful and share love and joy with the world around you so that they can be happy too, and you can communicate and just really enjoy that with other people, you have to be really clear that that's what you want, and you have to keep bringing yourself back to reminding yourself that that's really what you want on the deepest level. Yes, if you're doing an audition, you want to win it, of course. If you're about to perform, you want to play your best, of course. You want to hit all the right notes. You want to play in time. You want to be with your colleagues. You want to shine and show that you have actually practiced and you know what you're doing and you love music and you want to share that passion with other people. Of course, but what is underneath? Why do you want that? So I just shared with you why I want that and why I'm here on this live video right now, just being myself, because that's my purpose. I want to be myself, love being myself, and love sharing that joy of being myself with other people. And my hope is to inspire other people to get in touch with what they want, what you want, and give you this. I have to keep adjusting my shirt, sorry. That's part of being myself, right? It's okay to be inhuman, and it's okay. I didn't mean it's okay to be inhuman. It's okay to be human, which means it's okay to be imperfect. We are brilliant. We are made to be brilliant and loving and joyful and to shine that out. That's what brilliant means. But we are also imperfect, and sometimes the shirt doesn't fit quite right, right? Sometimes we miss a few notes. Sometimes things are a little out of tune. And we have to not let that get to us. And ultimately, it's the fear of those things and what might happen. If I screw up in the audition, I might not win the job. And then what? If I mess up on stage and everyone can tell, and my boss hears me screw up, and there's a critic in the front row that heard it all, then what? We're either going in the direction of fear and compression and letting the stress get to us and take us down, which causes tension, which gets in the way of our technique. It sabotages our performance and it robs our joy. And it makes everything we do harder and more overwhelming and less pleasant and more painful. That's what leads to pain in the physical body and emotionally. We're either going in that direction that is anxiety and fear producing, and we're thinking what I call the doubt monsters, little thoughts that tell us, oh, I can't do that and I'll never be able to do that. And what if this negative thing happens? We're not living in the present. We're either going in that direction or we're not. And when we're not, our natural, God-given, natural, whatever you want to call it, our natural humanness, our divine joy and love is allowed to express itself through this mind, body, self that we are, this primary instrument that we need to learn to play. So if we can catch ourselves, and this is what I teach the specific techniques in very simple, practical, step-by-step ways. I teach my students, first of all, how to recognize what direction they're actually going in. And sure, if you feel horrible and you're really stressed out, you know what direction you're going in, and it's not a good one. And if you are on the beach on vacation and in love and the sun's shining, it's like, you know what direction you're going in. But most of the time, the direction we're going in is subtle. It's not so obvious. And we might have a general sense of malaise, discomfort, a little ache here, a little sore here, a little tired here, a little unhappy here, feeling a little stressed, too rushed here, never have enough time. These are just ways that in our modern world, in our modern times, we tend to live that way with a low-grade sense of discomfort or dis-ease. And unfortunately, we are usually not aware of it. And if we are, we don't recognize the significance of going in that direction. And so I feel like it's part of my job to help you, the musicians I work with, to become more sensitive to noticing and understanding the impact of going in that direction that is blocking your joy and your ease and your freedom and damping down your potential as a joyful, loving, successful human being that can do what you want to do and can take an idea, like, I want to do this audition, and accomplish the audition and feel really good about it. And no, not only that, whether you win it or not, but you're going to be much more likely to win it if you're enjoying yourself. That's been my experience as a professional, having won auditions, having won lots and lots of competitions in my life since I was a kid. It's my experience that when you are tapped into who you really are and your deep love of life and communication and shining and passion for the music that's inside of you, when you're tapped into that and you are not blocking it, you're much more likely to have a successful outcome on the inside. But more importantly, because you cannot control who's listening to your audition, what they think, and you can't control what mood the audience members are in at your concert, but you can take charge of your primary instrument and learn how to play this mind, body, self instrument better. You can learn to get out of your own way so that your natural joy and love can shine through easily. And your technique will be consistent and you'll be in control of your technique. You won't suddenly be playing in front of other people and everything that you did in the practice room so well flies out the window. No. You might still make a mistake here and there, but you're going to be able to do what you did in the practice room under pressure if you know how to do that and you practice how to do that in advance of the event. And that's where, my programs come in. I teach a lot of students who are preparing for auditions, who are past the audition process. They're professionals with orchestra jobs, but they're burned out. They've forgotten why they're doing what they're doing. They feel stressed. They feel like they have no time. A lot of my performing students are also teachers, and there's a lot of wanting to please other people and forgetting that we need to tap into who we are and enjoy being ourselves first. And because we haven't learned that, we haven't been taught that, it's not in our culture. In fact, there's a stigma even around taking care of yourself sometimes and not putting other people first. But remember, you need to take the log or the stick out of your own eye first, right? That's from a biblical verse that I don't really know, but you might know your Bible better than I do. I don't even claim to. But I do find that verse really interesting. Like, you have to take care of yourself first if you want to be fully present to your audience, your family, the people around you. You have to be in touch with your own joy and your own well-being in mind, body, and spirit on an everyday basis, with and without your instrument. That is the real practice. If you can bring your joy of life into the practice room and bring that into your music, no matter what pieces you're playing, it can be depressing music, but that's a different topic for a different day. You have to be able to do that too. And you have to be able to play angry music and still be tapped into the essence of who you are. This is a skill. Happiness is a choice, but it's a skill. And this is the skill I love to teach. I love to help people get in touch with who they really are, to recapture the joy in life and music making, and live the love that we are made to live and to share it. So if you are curious, if you are enjoying this, there is so much more I would love to share with you. And if you're not my student, I hope you will reach out and get in touch. I have lots of ways to work with people. Right now it's September. Yes, it's still September 2024. And I have a couple openings left for my premium private coaching studio. I know, again, I keep mentioning auditions. I keep getting messages from people, which is why I'm talking about it today. I just got another one late last night, from a musician who would like to get some help preparing for auditions coming up. And so if you have anything that's stressing you out as a musician and you feel like you don't have time to get help, that's when you probably really need the help the most. So reach out, send me a private message, comment below. You can just type info in the comments below and I'll get in touch with you, make it super easy for you. We can have a chat about options for how to work with me. You can also send me an email to jennifer@artoffreedom.me to inquire about my online coaching programs. Again, I have a couple openings for people who are ready to totally transform everything in the easiest, best way possible so that you can enjoy preparing for your auditions or preparing for your concerts, enjoy your practice sessions. Another just last tip. If you want to enjoy performing, you actually have to practice enjoying performing, which means you have to enjoy your practice. It's kind of a no-brainer, but we don't think about it that way. We usually think about practicing as work. And yes, it is work. It does take effort. It requires a certain kind of concentration, but it requires a lot less work and a lot less effort than you might think. And my work is all about doing the minimum with the most positive effect so that you can learn faster, progress faster, and you have a lot more time in your life. So you're not always running around feeling stressed and pressured like you don't have enough time and you're never going to be able to practice everything that you need to practice. That is a horrible way to live. It is really unpleasant and it doesn't have to be that way. So please reach out. I look forward to talking with you and sharing, possibilities with you. And I've cleared my schedule for if anybody wants to hop on a quick Zoom chat, I'd be happy to talk with you if you're serious about enjoying your music more and stepping into new possibilities for yourself as a musician. So may you enjoy your day. May you find the ease and quiet and silence and calm and comfort that's under the surface within you already. I would love to help make it easier for you to tap into that and to let it expand and grow in your everyday life and in your music. So please send me a comment in the comments and give me a like or subscribe or whatever, and reach out, type info in the comments if you want more information. Enjoy the rest of your day. Lots of love. Bye-bye.